Hello everyone, my name is Heath Jones from the History Seekers podcast. You can find us every Tuesday night on Spreaker.com, or you can listen to the recorded version on iHeartRadio. When I'm not over there, I'm over on Monday nights on American Digger Magazine's Relic Roundup. I'm a co-host there. And speaking of American Digger Magazine, that's why I'm here today. I'm writing an article reviewing the Minelab Profine 35 on the left and the Minelab Profine 15 on the right. Okay guys, we're going to start out with the Minelab Profine 15, and this is the box. Let me read a little bit about what it has. Great performance, excellent value, splash proof design, high visibility, audio indication, and a holster included. Let's open the box up and see what's in there. You get your instructions. I'm going to set those to the side. This is the unit, comes with the holster. And one thing I noticed about the holster, it's the kind you have to stick your belt straight through the loop on the back, like that. Snug fit. Should fit most of the bigger belts though. It's looks to be a couple inches wide, so it should fit most of the larger belts. Doesn't have a snap, so you're not going to be able to use this holster on molly, but chances are if you're using some sort of molly rig, you probably already have a holster that you prefer. We're going to set this to the side, and of course the pin pointer. The pin pointer has just the on and off button. This is the 15 model, so just the on off. You got the speaker in the back, and of course you see the Minelab genuine sticker on the back, so that way you know it's a genuine Minelab. All right, let's set up and see how this performs in the test. Okay, we've got the Minelab Profine 15. We're going to start out with a 1943 silver quarter. Just about 1.5 inch. Okay, 1.5 inches on a silver quarter. Okay, we're going to try the silver dime. It's an $18.99 Barber silver dime. Just a little past 1 1/4, so just a little bit better than 1 1/4 inch. That's the 1/4 inch mark, 1/2 inch, and then 3/4 of an inch. So about 1 1/4, somewhere between 1 1/4 and 1.5 inches. Realistically, we're going to call that 1 1/4. Okay, got the standard 3-ring mini ball, 58 caliber. One 3/4 of an inch. I know it's wider, so I know it's setting on 2, but it's about 3/4 of an inch when it got it. Just maybe a little past 1 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's the Minelab Profine 15. The Minelab Profine 35. This is the pin pointer I've been really excited waiting on. Let me show you why. Fairest Tone ID. That's a feature that no other pin pointer has on the market today. The other technology that I thought was really cool, DIF. I had no idea what this even was when I first heard about it. Went to Minelab, found out basically these pin pointers are made not to interfere with your detector like other pin pointers. Again, another advancement. Audio and vibration indication, high visibility, waterproof to 3 meters or 10 feet, adjustable sensitivity, holster and lanyard. Let's open it up and see what's inside. First, you'll notice fuller battery, 9-volt. It's included with this pinpointer, whereas it's not included with the Profine 15. We're going to set that to the side. Now, personally, I prefer an Energizer or a Duracell, but I've noticed a lot of the times you really can't tell the difference, or if there's a difference, it's very minute. I'm going to use that in a remote or something like that, but we're going to talk more about that in the article. The Profine manual. We're going to set that to the side. Also comes with this lanyard. Now this lanyard reminds me a lot of the lanyards that you see with cameras, the smaller digital cameras and that sort of thing. Personally, I prefer a lanyard that connects to your belt and drags the pinpointer behind you if you leave it sitting by a hole. But that's just me. I could foresee a use for this maybe with water hunting, and some people may actually use it for land hunting, but I have my preferences. You have it if you decide to use it. Next is the holster. Pretty standard holster. Slide your belt loop through. It looks to be about 2 to 2.5 inches wide, so it should accommodate the larger belts. It is going to be a snug fit if you have a thick belt, but this material should give a little bit and will loosen up. You'll notice there isn't a snap here, so you're not going to be able to use this with a molly rig if that's what you use. But chances are, if you're using a molly system, you probably already have the holster that you prefer anyway. We're going to set that to the side too. Next is the Minelab Profine 35. You'll notice immediately that there is an LED on this one where there is not one with the 15. Of course, your standard on-off button. But what I really like about this Minelab product is the plus and minus button. It's right there. Now, you can easily adjust your sensitivity by just hitting the plus or the minus without having to fumble through settings, and I think that's a major benefit. Now, let's see how this performs in the test. We'll get set up and we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start out with a silver quarter, Minelab Profine 35. Just about 2.5 inches. Okay, we're going to do the barber dime. Two and a quarter inches. Three-ring mini ball. About 2 3/4 of an inch. Maybe just a little past 2 3/4 of an inch. One thing that I would like to point out about this pinpointer is you do have to activate the Fairest Tone ID on here. So before we even get started, I'm going to turn that on. We've got it max sensitivity. To turn your Fairest ID tone on, hold down the plus button until you hear the beep. That's the beep. Then your Fairest Tone ID is activated. All right, the next test we're going to do a recovery test. And we're going to also let you hear the difference between what the Fairest sounds like and the non-Fairest on this pinpointer. Now, this is a test we don't do with any other pinpointer, but no other pinpointers ever had this technology, so we're going to see how fast they recover. I think that's going to be important when you actually get in a hole digging. Let's try it. Okay. That's the solid tone on the quarter. Listen again, solid tone on the quarter. Now here is the nail. Can you hear the difference? Listen, there's a pulsing that you hear. It's broken like a fire alarm. You even feel it in the vibration. Now let's switch between the two, see how quickly they recover. That's pretty good. Now, let's see another test. Let's take the nail and put it on top of the coin. Let's just see how that does. My other concern was what happens when you have a nail hiding or laying over a coin. Will you be able to get the coin, or would this cause you to miss the coin thinking you're digging a nail? Let's try it and see. We're going to touch the nail. We're touching the nail, but you hear the coin when they're that close. We're going to touch the nail again. You hear the solid tone. You don't get the Fairest tone when they're touching. And I think that's very important. That was my initial concern whenever I heard about this technology, was if you had a hole and you had a nail literally laying on or really close to, and you went over the coin, would that cause you to miss it? And the answer is no. Now, you're going to have to test this in the ground, but so far, air test is looking very promising. Just from the air test, which pinpointer would I go with? The Minelab Profine 15 or the Minelab Profine 35? A serious relic hunter or coin hunter is definitely going to want the 35. It's just got great features. It's got the Fairest Tone ID. It's got the performance increase. It's something you're definitely going to want. At the price that it's coming in at, $129, it just makes sense. It's waterproof and submergible. If you need something as just a backup, or maybe you're on a really strict budget, you're going to have a hard time finding something better than the Profine 15. At $99, you can't beat it for the price. It's splash proof. You can't submerge it, but you know, if you get caught in the rain, you're going to be okay. You know, you drop it in a mud hole really quick, I would imagine it would be fine. This pin pointer, if you have a kid interested in digging, you don't want to spend as much money, this is definitely something to give a look. My choice though is going to be the 35. We're going to test both of these out in the field, and we're going to talk more about them in the article and see how they perform in real world environments and submerging and that sort of thing. Make sure you read the article at American Digger Magazine. If you're not already subscribed to American Digger Magazine, head over to americandigger.com and subscribe today so that you don't miss the real world section of this test not included in the video. If you enjoyed this test, you're going to love the History Seekers. You can find out more about us by going to Spreaker.com/History Seekers, or you can always listen to us on iHeartRadio on the recorded version. And if you can't get a hold of me on the History Seekers, you can always call me on my office line, 256-284-2247. I don't think I ever get tired of talking detecting. Look forward to talking to you sometime soon.